Hey everyone, welcome to another Hangout with Astropreneur. As always, this is a casual hangout where we, other makers, anybody who's willing to join, where we talk about what we're doing, talk about technology that we're working on, ideas that we have, sharing ideas, and so on. So if anyone out there would like to join, I'm going to paste the link to join the StreamYard in the chat. Please, before you join, mute your YouTube or your Facebook before you join, because if you don't, we'll have a lot of feedback. So please, it's open to anybody to come in and join. Let's see who's out there right now. Hey, Jerry from 3D Printing and Painting. How are you? Jerry said he won't be able to join us yet. He might join later on, but he's actually busy right now. Hey, Maker Viking. How are you? And let's see. Jerry saying hi to Thomas. And then we have our streamer link out there. So if anyone wants to join, please feel free. You just click on the StreamYard link that I posted in chat, and I'll then bring you into the conversation. And also, one thing, please don't forget, if you're out there, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get reminders of when I go live and so on. Give a thumbs up. Those thumbs up actually make a difference on YouTube and Facebook. So please click on those while you're here, while you're sticking around. Let's see who's there. Matt is waiting in the background. Let's see if we can bring Matt in. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah? Anything new happening?
Well, a few projects I have on the go. My charity project and another project what I have going. I can show you later the picture once I set my light up, etc.
Whenever you're ready, Maker Viking, you're welcome as always.
Oh yeah, thank you. How are you anyway?
Keeping busy.
Good.
Been playing with my laser somewhat and getting some nice results out of it. And Jerry just posted on Twitter. Thank you, Jerry. Please share this stream as well. Invite all your friends in. This is an open conversation to any maker out there. So please share it out. And Jerry says hi to you, Matt.
Hi, Jerry. I can't see it right now, but
yeah, he slipped it down. Up higher, a little bit higher. Oh, that's looking good. That's a coral reef, is it? Yeah, it is.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I think someday. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I have some other pictures, but sadly I can't show them off yet. So.
Yeah. I think at some point we're going to have Matt walk us through his settings. Actually, I think Matt should do it at some point. Walk us through your settings. Share out your computer screen and walk us through your settings that you use for your lithophane, because you get really nice quality lithophane.
Yeah.
Hey, Verb, how are you? Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I think the trick is the calculation. I have certain types of steps what I take. Like if I take 0.8, I'm gonna take the next step to 1.6, and then every time 0.8 plus up. That's how I do my calculation with certain.
Yeah, you should come on and explain that. People like that. So just 1 second. Anyone who's out there wants to join, you should see the StreamYard link in chat if you want to come in and join the conversation. If you don't see it, let me know. I can repost it. It's not a problem. Just give me a quick message here in chat, and I will repost the link if I need to. If you don't see it there, but it should be, because the stream has just started, so it should be there available to you in chat. So yeah, so explain to everybody how you do your calculation then. So,
well, they're almost like steps, going up, etc., and they always go up by 0.8. And if I come to 4.0, then that's mostly the maximum thickness for a small one, like this type,
By thickness, you mean the thickness of your layers?
Yes. Also, how you make it. You want to match up the data, the thickness of the lithophane plus the layer height you use in your computer. And once they're always,
I'm just saying, Maker Viking, I can't pin the comments because it won't allow me because I'm streaming to two sources. If I was streaming to one source, I believe it does. But when I'm going to Facebook and YouTube, which I am, I don't believe I can. I don't have the option to pin my comments.
All right.
Sorry. Yeah, they were asking
no
about pinning the comments to the StreamYard link. But when I'm going to two locations, if I was doing one, if I was just doing YouTube, I can do it. I can't do it if I'm doing YouTube and Facebook. Some weird glitch that they have, or something to do with the requirements of this destination. So sorry, continue anyway.
No, basically you have to match both settings and thickness of the layer height up, you know. So this way I come out with smooth and I have less problems. Regular cleaning of the hot end is really important. I mean, I do it almost after every roll of filament. I clean it out. Once a month I clean out my nozzle so I get the best sharpness out of my printout.
By cleaning, are you doing a cold pull or what do you do?
Well, I pull the whole tube out, take the nozzle out, and clean it inside with a wire brush, or the little device what you get here. This one. I just keep inside going like this and pulling out gunk, etc. And also a good tattletale sign is before every time you do filament change. A good tattletale sign, I think, is when you pull out the last bit of string of the filament and you get something like this on the end, what looks like this, a block. Then you exactly know you have to put the tube back in further down, and you will have less trouble with little stripes in the picture. So it always has to be touching the nozzle once it's inside, you know. Because I realized some people, they only stick the tube only halfway in and then doesn't even touch the nozzle, and then they wonder why they have those little tiny streaks in them.
Okay, so regular cleaning is important to get good. Well, I do regular cleaning anyway. I have a monthly regime where I go through all of my printers once a month. I make sure everything's lubed up. I make sure all the belts are tight. I make sure everything's configured. Everything's nice and tight.
That's not really important. Just the hot end is important, I think.
Well, I do it because it's for printer maintenance.
Yeah.
I think if you have like any mechanical device that you got out there, you have to do maintenance. So, guys, if any of you want to join the conversation, the StreamYard link is there. Click on it. It's in chat. You can come in and join the conversation. Please give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit that bell so you get reminders. But I do a routine because it maintains my printers. My printers don't fail me unless something seriously goes wrong because I maintain it every month. The actions move like butter all the time. I lube the system up. I clean it. Like when you're moving stuff around, gunk is going to build up on the Z screws, right? So I clean them off. I wipe them down and I relube them. And sometimes I'll use isopropyl alcohol and wipe them down with alcohol and then reuse them. And then so I do stuff like that. So and I check all of my belts and everywhere there's any tension on it, I make sure everything's tight.
I mean, I just first time strafing the belt on one of my printers after 9 months of continuously work.
All right.
And we spoke at that time because I had some trouble with layer shift at that time. And I think it was maybe the program what caused the problem, because all my tubes came out afterwards. Once I strapped the belt, came out perfectly. I mean, 2.0 millimeter every direction, you know, X, Y, and Z. And
yeah, well, that's right.
Electric calipers now.
Yeah, well, the digital calipers makes it easier. I can do it with an analog or a digital, either work for me. I'll try that in a moment, Jerry. But I do it, and either work for me. But what I like to do is when I get a printer, if it's a printer I'm going to use on a regular basis, like if it's a review machine, I'll use it as is to see what comes out of it, and then later on I'll do a tuning on it, and then I'll print from it again to see the quality you can get out of it. But I always calibrate all 4 axes, X, Y, Z, and E, without fail. Hey, Chris.
Hey,
He's saying hi to you.
Yeah, he's one of my buddies.
And he actually joined you. He came in to say hi to you here.
I know.
I know there must be something
I have
wrong.
actually followers, you know. Thanks, Chris.
So if you want to join the conversation, you can. And anyone who's out there can always come in and join the conversation. Hey, Autodrop, how are you? If you want to come join us, you can. The link is in chat. If you don't see it, let me know. Let's see. Loon 3D Loon, a year and a half before first jam. That's my only maintenance, and it was a Corality silent board that caused it. Well, boards do cause problems too, you know.
Yeah. Going back on Listvane, I made a game.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't had time. I've been busy, and I probably won't get time to maybe Friday. I'm busy during the day with work, and in the evening, like this evening, I have this. Tomorrow night, I have my live stream with Artur, who's the guy in one. He's one of the guys in support in Artur in Europe. So we'll have, and it's going to be 1 a.m. in the morning for him to be on my stream. So, but he's excited about it. He's eager to do this. So. I reached out to the guys in China, and they said, "Speak to this guy. He speaks better English than all of us." So they redirected me to the guy who was based in Portugal, and so he's going to be on, and his English is excellent. So, so he'll be on tomorrow night. His name is Gil. Yeah, and so he's going to be talking about. So, but I won't be able to get to that one until probably Friday, maybe. The reason why I say maybe. I have a new printer coming in. It should arrive tomorrow.
Does your wife know?
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure.
I'm getting my JG Maker Artist D IDEX printers arriving tomorrow.
Oh, that's not bad. I don't know exactly how it looks, but it sounds interesting, you know. I'm still new, but
that's funny. Did you see that? Did you see that comment? Someone said there's going to be a free toaster for joining the chat. No toasters. Sorry.
Yeah, but you can get a free filament if you solve my puzzle.
Well, yeah, and I have an idea in my head what's going on with it. I had a quick look at it, very quick, and I have a few ideas in my head about what it is. See, because you printed it as a lithophane.
Yes.
That's my giveaway. So Nubby Ninja, that's an interesting name. Sorry?
What did you say? Pardon me? The last 5 seconds I didn't get.
Oh, so because it's a lithophane, that gave me a few ideas about what it could be.
All right. I think the lithophane might be just a throw of people.
Well, we'll see. But Jerry asked about printers, and he said, "Wives, how many pairs of shoes and purses? Printers, no problem." Yeah. Oh. So it's so the Artist D is arriving. I'm going to do a live unboxing, but I won't schedule it until I have the box in my hand, because I've had stuff scheduled and not turn up for 2 days later. Yeah. So when the box is in my hand, hey Lama, how are you? You want to come join the conversation?
Yeah, join us.
If you want to, it's there in chat. Just click there, come join us. You know the routine. You've been on these often enough.
That's your old Lama?
Yeah. So he varies his name. Sometimes he's called 3D Printing Llama. His name changes every time the wind changes direction.
Oh, no. What I'm saying is, I mean, he must be pretty big into llamas. I thought he might have had a pet as a llama.
Tell you what, if he comes in and joins, you can ask him the question. Yeah. I want to see that. I want to see the answer to that, because it's going to be funny. So Llama, come in and join. Somebody wants an explanation for the name.
Yeah. Because I have a friend, she likes llamas too. And she just likes to have them around the house, etc. She wants to have a farm with llamas, etc., alpacas, etc. And she's just mad about them.
Oh,
Friend of mine, so she loves them. So
yeah. So guys, don't be shy. You can come in and join the conversation. Click on the StreamYard link. Just mute your Facebook or YouTube, whichever you're using, before you come join the conversation, and I'll bring you in here, and we can talk about stuff. But so that's my first IDEX printer.
yeah.
And then and I have another IDEX on the way. So, hey Llama, how are you? Peachy. So Matt has a question for you.
Oh yes, Llama. Why do you have your name Llama, and do you have a pet name? A llama pet?
My name is actually Lamarine, but I'm the last of 5 brothers. So there was Lammy, Lammy Pie, Lamb Chops, Lamicles, and the lambs were all used up by the time it got to me. So my friends, when I was in grade school, stopped calling me Lamb. And actually in high school, one of my friends and I were out in the smoking area, and he went la 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 llama dick. And it stuck ever since.
That's funny.
We both got suspended because it was literally a brand new school. We'd been in it like a week, and he's out there on the brand new siding writing llama. We were back in the day when there was a smoking area in high school.
Yeah,
that's how long ago
I
it was.
was the 80s. That was the 80s.
That was in the 70s.
Well,
in the 80s, they weren't allowed to smoke no more outside.
No, I was in school in high school in the 80s, and there was no smoking in school.
Yeah.
Oh,
there was
so
no smoking area in the 80s.
You're being
an area out in the early 80s.
Yeah, Llama, you're being accused of intentionally angling your camera at the printer.
I am.
Yeah.
Why would you want to see the dead printer that's not running when I got the live printer that's running?
Why do you want to see Llama? We can just watch his printer.
Yeah. What the hell do you want to see this ugly ass thing for? When you can see my printer. I mean, look, the little llama heads are going round and round and round.
Is that a llama head? So I can't see it too far away.
Llama heads. See the little llama heads.
Oh, that's so funny.
They just sit on top of the motors.
Oh, that's funny.
I tried it once on my motors, but sometimes they keep falling off. And I'm kind of afraid that they're gonna land between the belt or the rail, and so I just removed them all. Yeah, because I had one too.
I mean, of course it's got llama heads. It's the llama core. It's got to have llama heads on it.
Yeah. I agree.
Matter of fact, I think, I'm not positive, but I just put the other Omnia drop on there. I don't know if you've seen it. I can actually show you on this one. He makes little seasonal knob covers. Like this one's got the pumpkin on it.
Yeah.
All right.
And he made that one special for me. It's all purple to match this printer. But it was a Christmas edition, so he put a Christmas tree one in it. And I was joking with him and said, hey, because he sent me the wrong heater. He sent me a 24-volt heater, so he's sending me 12-volt heaters. I'm like, while you're at it, can you make purple socks? Which he did, because he makes his own heat sock that goes over his round heater. And I said, can you make a llama head one? Screw in cover, because this just screws into it. It's 3D printed, but it's just screwed in. Or maybe. Anyway, so there might be a llama head one printed coming for the...
Oh, you have to show us that one when it comes.
Yeah. Well, it shipped today.
Oh, so you'll probably...
I'll have it Friday.
From where to where?
Friday or when... It's funny. Stuff coming from Germany gets here in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, every time. More efficient,
FedEx around here absolutely sucks.
Says the German, more efficient.
International FedEx is on time.
Yeah.
My Mac came from China in 4 days. One of those days, it was sitting in Chicago to clear customs.
Yeah.
And that was FedEx International. FedEx International is awesome. FedEx Domestic sucks.
Oh no, I find them good in this area where I live. I often get deliveries the day before they're supposed to arrive.
Yeah. I got this the day before it was supposed to.
Yeah, so I
It was
often
here in like 2.5 days.
Yeah, even domestically, I get stuff the day before.
Yeah.
So not always, but it happens fairly regularly for me. So it's good.
See, FedEx a year ago or 2 years ago, I know, they used to have like 6 hubs in state. You know, there was always a local distribution hub. There was the main hub in Wethersfield, and then there's the, you know, they'd ship it to Norwich, and then from Norwich it would come to me. They got rid of them all. Now it's in Simsbury, which is literally the farthest spot on it can get from me on this state. So anything FedEx coming to me usually shows up, no lie, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, Michael, bisschen.
I got to say that they got a new kid.
Yeah, ich spreche Deutsch.
He's a real tall, skinny black kid. He's really tall and skinny. He's amazing. He's like 6'6". He looks like a basketball player. Nicest kid in the world. Really great. He is the nicest kid in the world. Like, he knows it's late, so he'll come up the driveway and he'll like pull in and he'll knock on the door really quiet. And he's like, "Are you up? I don't want to leave this out on your porch all night."
Wow.
You know, he's really nice. The kid driving the truck is wicked awesome. FedEx as a company is in Connecticut anyways. And that's the other thing I found. It depends on your location. Some people absolutely hate UPS. I find UPS around here by and far the best one, the most expensive one.
Yeah.
I find them all great. I find them all. Okay, they do cost more, but I find the delivery service from all of them, like the one for tomorrow, left New Jersey yesterday, and it's or last night, so it's on its way, and it'll be here tomorrow.
I like Hermes. They're pretty good.
Who?
Hermes. You don't know that? Like the Greek god?
Yeah, they're not over here.
You don't, all right.
No, they're not in the
They're
States.
everywhere, I think.
They're the ones that sued E3D, so they couldn't have the Hermes. They had to change the name of the Hemera. They're literally the ones that they didn't sue them. They just said, "Hey, dude, change the name. We don't want it, or we will sue you." You know.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they're the ones that made E3D change the name of the Hemera.
I've never heard of that company.
It used to be Hermes.
So
That's the only reason I've heard of them is because of that.
What are you working on, Lama?
I am printing in carbon fiber black cherry, which I've had for like a month and a half. That stupid torque wrench. I just always wanted to print it, and I never did. And I was sitting here today going, what am I going to print?
Oh, the NASA one?
I got that stuff, and I want to print one of those, so I'm going to print one of those.
Is that the NASA one?
I don't know. I just downloaded one of them. I'm just, one, I've never, I think I've printed PETG once on this printer. I've never printed PETG on it. And this is carbon fiber PETG, so that's even worse. And it just plus I'm using the Pet Fang guy, what's his name? Why am I Dave's bed?
Oh right, yeah, he's
Which I know I have to actually let it cool.
But yeah, I've been working on my laser. I've been doing some test burns, very light ones, like that. That's a very fast, light test burn.
Edelweiss?
Sorry?
Is it an Edelweiss flower?
It's just it's an orchid.
All right. Oh I see it now.
I did 3 different types of prints. So I did vector engraving on the outside one, and that's not really a good design for vector engraving, but I did it to test it out. I did this one. I did for raster engraving for this one. And the raster it came out good, but it's not as great. But I did some other ones. I also tried some large stuff using like printing text on a large piece of wood. This is just a test piece, nothing to do with alignment.
No, good.
It came out nice and clean. Then I decided to play around with some photographs, to burn photographs onto wood. So the first one I tried, the setting was too high, so it came out really, really burnt. Here, see here, really, but the dark area is burnt in really dark. So my settings was too high, so I dropped it down, and the second one came out okay, but it was not as clear as I would like. So I upped the settings by only 0.5%, by about half a milliamp, and the outcome is that.
Oh wow.
And that looks really good. That's burning a photograph image onto. Now you have to play with the image. You have to do, like, I use GIMP. I don't have Photoshop, so I use GIMP. And I had to do. You have some stuff you need to do, and it's textured. You can actually feel the dark areas.
Oh yeah. It's like a
But,
little train in a way, but
It's
tiny
in reverse.
tiny
Yeah,
lines.
yeah, and that's raster engraved, but it came out really nice.
Mm. Yes. Yeah.
And that one was it took about 15 minutes to do it. 15 minutes or 20 minutes to do it. This one took about an hour. I didn't want to go too fast with the text, but it came out really well. And that's a full size sheet. Like that's the maximum volume it will do, right? Roughly. So they came out nice. I have more playing around.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Could you use the moon as a commercial, like, billboard? Like, use a laser to shine a image onto the moon, and everybody on Earth will see it.
It would dissipate. The light would dissipate through our atmosphere before it ever got near it. So you couldn't do it with a laser. And you must remember, the moon is so large. You may not think it, but the moon is big, right?
Yeah. I know.
So it's about a quarter the size of Earth. So you would have to project an image across the whole, a quarter of the size of Earth, and over distance, light spreads. Light isn't very focused. It spreads out. Even a laser would spread somewhat. Yeah, it'd be a cone shape. Now you can direct lasers to get them tighter, but it would spread somewhat, so it wouldn't come out as clean. So that'd be a hard one to do. It'd be a terribly expensive one to do, to have a beam that reached that far.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'd be super expensive. I don't think it'd be financially viable as a business.
Yeah. Or like as a commercial, have like giant TV on the moon,
Well, you can always superimpose that, like, fake, So guys, we have a couple of you out there. I've only got 3 thumbs up, guys, and there's 9 of you watching. Come on, everybody, hit those thumbs up. It helps. And if you're not already subscribed,
I didn't do my thumbs up yet.
No, come on, get your finger out, man. Because those thumbs up actually change your ratings on YouTube. They actually give you all your ratings. The like and subscribe is followers, but the thumbs up actually really boosts your ratings. So, guys, if anyone wants to come in and join, you're welcome. There's a group of you out there, and there's only 3 of us in here. If you want to come in and join, you can click on the StreamYard link. You can click on the link there. Come join the conversation if you wish to. Everybody of all levels. You don't have to be a guru at anything. Any level at all is welcome. You can come in and ask questions, talk to us, tell us what you're working on, if anything. So it's pretty much an open chat. Tomorrow night's stream at 8 p.m. Eastern is actually an interview. So that's anyone can come watch, but it's not like not anyone can join, but you can ask questions through chat on tomorrow night's one. Because I have our tour coming in to do an interview with them, to chat with them tomorrow night. Someone from our tour. He's actually based out of Portugal, so it'll be 1 a.m. his time in the morning when he joins.
Extruder.
Which extruder is that?
The Omnia Drop.
Okay, I don't have anything like that. I often keep my printers to stock as close as I can. I do make some changes, but only when I see something that needs to be fixed. Like I will go all metal hot ends and stuff, but besides that, I don't really need to go there.
I like it because it's just, this is a custom built printer, so, there is no.
Yeah, well, if you're building your own from scratch, you will do it right, yeah.
But Yeah, over the Humera, just being able to do what I'm doing now. No having to go to software when I load or unload the film, and I just turn the knob and it just does it, and it's all manual. And just mounted that upside down, like a dumbass. That's better. And I literally just stick it in there and turn the knob, and I can prime it and load it and purge it and do everything without any software. I just turn.
Yeah, I don't. I do all mine just by pushing it manually.
Yeah, but I don't even have to push it. I can just turn the damn knob, and it purges out. And the good thing is doing this, I've discovered, you actually get it going. I get a much faster purge because I can go too fast a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's forcing solid plastic down to the nozzle. It's not letting it heat up. And that way it wipes everything else out of the nozzle. It's not, it's not mixing inside the hot end of the nozzle because it's all liquid. It's still, you just do it really fast. So the only leftover of the old material is literally in the very tip of the nozzle.
Yeah.
Give it another turn and it's clean.
Guys, I'm looking for from people's opinion in chat and on here. If that printer arrives tomorrow, would you if anyone wants to see the setup of the Artist D? Do you want to do it Friday night or Saturday morning? Because I'm going to do it live.
It would be better, more people.
Saturday morning, maybe, because it'll be good for Europe. It'll be good for some of the US as well. So, but I can also do a Friday night. So, what you chime in, guys? Let me know which you prefer. Do you want to see the live unboxing and setup of the JG Maker Artist D IDEX printer on Friday night or Saturday morning? So let me know. That looks lovely. I like the color.
Not only that, that's I didn't even tune the.
Looks like chocolate.
I've never done PETG on that printer, so I didn't have a profile for it. I literally just took Idea Maker's stock PETG profile, sliced it, and went to town, and it's like perfect.
Doing a good job.
Yeah, well, that is very similar in a lot of the ways to an Idea Maker printer.
Yeah,
the hot end is really very similar to the way theirs is designed. The motion system is similar, even though it's Core XY and there's the next frame. It's still, the bed dropper. It's not a bed slinger. Speeds, all that stuff are comparable.
Yeah, for large print area, you need to have the Z drop. For
inside it, the threads are like gorgeous.
It looks really clean.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, there's like 4 hairs, and they're actually outside of it, so they're fan hairs. Because that thing cranks a fan on with PETG, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, I don't print PETG with any fan. Unless I need it for overhangs or
so. Either. But I just let it go. Like I said, it's just the stock Raise 3D, Idea Maker PETG profile. I just went with it.
Nice.
I didn't even dig into it or do anything. I just went with it. And I'm gonna again because that's gorgeous. But the only thing I need to do is lower it on the bed a little. And actually, I don't even think that I just put glue stick on it.
Oh, it's for first layer. Yeah.
Yeah, the very first layer kind of peeled in one area, just around the text.
Yeah, but it's not. Text is always an issue anyway because it's such small print area.
Yeah. The other thing is this is designed for a 0.4 nozzle. I'm using a 0.6, so that area probably didn't really print proper because it's not slicing it proper. But as well as that text, even the larger nozzles you go to, getting text right is always a problem because of the nozzle span width. So, okay.
So go ahead, Matt.
I wanted to show you guys something. This is what happens before the nozzle pops up. You see the problem?
Yeah, the line you got under extrusion.
Yeah.
No, that actually looks like he's doing it on a bed slinger.
Yeah, but it is. But he's getting. You can see that the extra the light coming through, so he's got under extrusion after a certain layer.
But if that's a bed slinger, that'll happen from the bed going like this. But it was
because my nozzle was getting clogged up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Under extrusion. Yeah. Which orientation was a print across the X or front and back and Y? That's the right way to do it.
Front and back. Yeah.
That's the right way to do it.
Bed slinger, you definitely want it front to back. That
all
way
my
it doesn't
like that.
Yeah, because of inertia.
Yeah, it's not even all inertia when you're doing something big and flat like that. It's literally air as it's
Yeah,
moving.
with air resistance as
It
well.
literally will just bend over because the air is hitting it and it's trying to move and it can't.
Agreed. It's air. You do get air resistance problems, and as well as that, the nozzle rubbing on the part will create a small bit of friction as well, which will cause it to wobble a little bit. But by going forward and back on the X, it actually there's the because if it's sideways and it's going forward and back on X, when the X stops or when the Y axis stops, there's the part still wants to move, and again it actually will sway a little bit. Then it'll go back and it'll sway the other way, and that will actually build up. So that's what I mean by inertia on the bed. So that's why turning it to go the length of the Y is the way to do it. But adding the side supports like you did the A-frames, that also helps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
tall pictures. On little ones, anything below 18 centimeters, I think is fine. Anything up 20 centimeters, 18 centimeters, you should have some support or have it in line at least.
Yeah, but having the A-frame does give it a lot of rigidity and actually prevents a lot of that. It helps
I think
a lot.
it's more messy. My pictures came out cleaner when I had them because this one was printed without support or anything like this. And normally I designed it to print like this, but I just switched it over in the Cura to this side and it went perfectly. I mean, anything small this side, it's not a problem. No support needed really.
Yeah.
But anything larger, 18 centimeters, then yes, definitely support. And if you don't have support, slow it down really. Slow.
Well, you should do it slow anyway, lithophane. No matter what, you should print them slower than a normal print. You do not print a lithophane at 50 or 60 millimeters a second because you're not going to do yourself any good. You need to bring it down to about 20 or 30.
What causes the wobble effect?
It increases it. It increases it because the axis is moving. It sets to stop faster, then move back the other way, and you're moving faster through the Y, so you have more air resistance as it moves, which creates the wobble effect.
Yeah.
Also, if you ever do film change while you're having a lithophane halfway,
that can be bad.
Yes, because you get little tiny lines in them too. Plus, I call it almost like a burn layer because first it was printing and then the nozzle moves off and then the lithophane cools down the top part. And then you exchange it with new filament and putting back on the cold surface, it doesn't match up, I think, the coloration because some is baked and one is already finished baking.
Yeah, well, it's finished cooling, yeah. So they may not adhere as easy. So, guys, remember, if you want it, the link is in chat. If you want to come in and join the conversation, just click on it there, the StreamYard link. Just mute your Facebook or YouTube.
Freaking gorgeous.
It printed really nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's wicked nice.
Yeah, this is really good. Let me bring up full screen 1 second. There we go.
I mean, that's really clean.
Yeah.
There's very few stringing. And that's with the fan on.
Well, if you give that a quick blow of a hot air gun, that stringing will disappear.
Yeah. Well, the thing is it's weird. Is most of the stringing is on the outside, so I have a feeling it's like little hairs of carbon fiber that blew away from the fan. It's not
but that's not continuous carbon fiber. That's carbon fiber ground.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's got little stringy things in it, and as the fan's going over, if it hits a hair, or a couple of hairs that stick together, it'll fan it out. I don't know. I'm just guessing here.
Non-fam is in class.
In class. Call us when you have no class.
That's why we're on here. We got no class.
You never heard that? That's from freaking Caddyshack.
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen Caddyshack?
You never seen Caddyshack?
Oh my God. Dude. Go watch it tonight. Bar nothing. Just go watch it. You will put on a pair of Depends because you're going to pee yourself laughing. For one. I mean, even today.
I like a little mole.
even today, it's just like such an awesome, fitting movie.
And
It just success a little bit.
it's just because you must remember, I didn't grow up here, so some movies I would have seen, others I wouldn't, depending if it was popular or not.
Caddyshack was like worldwide. That was
Well, I've never seen it, and I never saw the Blues Brothers.
I
hear
that's
that was
another
a great
classic.
movie. I've never seen it. Well, see, I'm not a movie. I like some movies, but I'm more into the sci-fi stuff than anything else. So, and if it's not,
Caddyshack is just
I look it up.
hilarious.
It's just
That is classic.
How about Spaceballs?
Did you ever watch Saturday Night Live or any of that stuff?
we didn't have it.
Yeah.
The first Saturday Night Live I saw
Saturday
here
Night guys.
was when I moved here, and like that's in the last. Like I don't watch much TV anyway, right? But when we moved here, I saw Saturday Night Live on TV, but that was probably 10 years ago. I'm just not into that. I'm not a big TV watcher. I'll watch a movie if the movie is interesting. I'll watch sci-fi stuff because I'm a nerd, and I'm proud to be a nerd. But other than that,
Do you like The Expanse? I haven't seen the last season yet.
I haven't finished watching it. So if anyone has seen it, don't open your mouth.
I haven't watched this last. They just released the newest season. Like
I've started watching it, but I haven't finished it
yet.
Mandalorian?
Sorry,
Which one?
The Expanse.
Right.
Yeah, so I've seen some
it's
of
on
the
Netflix.
movies.
I mean, Prime, Amazon Prime television.
So I've seen some of it, and I've seen the first Mandalorian. I haven't seen all of them. The second one yet. I'm working through them.
I binge watched that.
Yeah, Spaceballs is super funny, man. I agree. I like Spaceballs. Yeah, I'm into sciencey, nerdy, geeky stuff, and like for me, like you know who David Attenborough is?
Yeah, of course I know him.
So David Attenborough, world famous known biologist, right? Yeah. And for me, that was because I'm so nerdy. When I was growing up, that was the show I'd watch, or I'd watch. I'd also watch. What's the other one? Carl Sagan. I'd watch anything to do with Carl Sagan and space in it. That's the type of stuff I was always interested in. I wasn't into these slapstick type of stuff. It just wasn't an interest for me when I was growing up.
Yeah, no, there's just Caddyshack. I'm not really either. Like the airplane movies. I mean, they're funny, but they just never. They're not my thing. You know.
What's the guy who does the U.S. version of The Office? What's his name? The actor.
I can't remember.
He's not funny.
The Office. I've seen some of them. It's funny. The movie was great. Office Space.
No, but the guy, the actor who plays in The Office, he's not funny. That's Steve Martin. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Steve Carell.
Yeah, he's not funny. He would if he fell down a flight of stairs, I wouldn't laugh at it because he's just doing a goofy way. He's not at all funny. There's no humor in him.
That's what makes him sort of funny, but yeah, I have to agree with you.
Now, if you ever saw the British version of The Office, that's funny. The original version of The Office, which came out of the UK, that's funny.
Well, the original version was the movie.
No, there's a version in the UK. Yeah, his name is Steve Carr. What?
I think it was.
No, the IT team, the IT guy is different, and that's very funny because it's nerdy. I like that kind of stuff, right? The British version was called The Office as well. The original version of The Office was actually a British TV show. Before it came over here to the US.
Dude, you should watch Caddyshack because even being a nerd, it's gonna make you laugh. You can't.
I'll watch it. I'll find it.
The gopher makes you laugh. You can't help but laugh at the freaking gopher.
I tell you what, I laugh at you playing the gopher. That's even funnier.
The gopher makes the movie.
Well,
Okay. And the gopher. They could have made that a half-hour movie with just Bill Murray chasing the gopher around. Yeah, and it would have been just as good.
It was almost like Coyote and Roadrunner.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very much like
He
Bugs
always-
Bunny and the Roadrunner kind of
Yeah, he always
cartoony.
got away and put dynamite stick down the hole, and then
Yep.
Yeah. So, like, do you know what's funny? The Monty Python movies, they were hilarious.
yeah, no.
Yeah, they're
All
very
of
similar.
them.
Caddyshack has a similar humor base. It's that kind of Englishy, off the wall, kind of goofy. Yeah, Mighty Python and the Holy Grail is just awesome. It's just a hair.
Well, all of them, though. The Life of Brian, all of those were all funny.
See, some of those even I was like, again, they're funny. I was entertained. They're kind of blah after a while. Like, they're fun to watch, but Caddyshack is hilarious.
You keep going
Dominic,
on about
yes.
Caddyshack.
Faulty Towers with John Cleese is hilarious. He was so scared of his wife in that show. It's fantastic, and it's on Netflix.
Actually, one show got actually banned. One episode, I believe.
Which one?
Because they made fun of the Germans.
That's the one of the funniest ones, because he got into an accident, and he hit his head. He was got into an accident. He hit his head, and he kept going in. The Germans were staying at the hotel. And he kept going into the restaurant area where they were sitting, and he kept going over, walking by them, saying, "Don't mention the war." And he walked by as he walked past them. So he's making he's doing stuff like that. And then near the end of it, he actually how long-legged John Cleese is, because he's 6'4" or 6'5", and he's so lanky. He's walking up and down the entranceway to the hotel, doing the goose step, while the Germans walked out around while he was doing it. But he does. But you should watch it. It's very funny. It's on Netflix. You can see it on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think something got said in there what upsets a lot of people.
Well, yeah, well, it wasn't meant to offend. It was, and
yeah, I know.
it was really funny, and
it was okay at that time, but still it's considered kind of racist today. So
well, it's not only that. A lot of people don't realize. Like, I've lived in Germany, right, and a lot of people don't realize Germany as a country is very sensitive. Now, I don't want to get too into politics, but they're still very sensitive about what happened about what happened back then, and that's fine. That's good that they understand that what happened back then was wrong. But today it's still drilled into people to be overly sensitive about it, and it's understandable, right? And that's why some people would take offense to it.
That's just it. I don't see it as like both of them. I don't see it as the Germans. I see it as Hitler.
Yeah, agreed. It is. It was
right now. Not political. Right now, it's not the Americans. It's Trump.
Yeah,
that's we won't get any more political.
Yeah, don't leave
so
him alone.
Have you ever seen this one? Have you ever seen this one, guys? The Monty Python, the Ministry of Funny Walks.
I do think I've seen that. Wasn't that a Mighty Python show? That was one of the shows, wasn't it?
It was one of the Monty Python weekly TV series.
Yeah.
And one of them was you should go look it up on YouTube. The Ministry of Funny Walks is very funny.
Because they just did, I shouldn't say just, it was a couple, 3-4 years ago. They just did their tour, the Mighty Python tour in concert, where they did, a bunch of their songs. And
like I'm a Lumberjack. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I love I'm a Lumberjack. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yeah, there's a whole pile of them that they've done. They're really good.
I know. They were really good at making music, If they'd really put their time into it to make real music, they'd probably have a really good band.
But you see, the difference is in the UK and so on back then, people weren't sensitive about stuff like that.
Yeah.
You could get away with stuff like that. It's harder to do it today because everyone's trying to be political.
Everyone's so uptight about it. They can't take a joke.
Yeah, but back then,
they're politically correct, and then there's just being anally retentive idiots.
And that's the way it is.
It's got to be that way because everyone gets, oh, you're picking on me. It's like, no.
Dominic said if it doesn't offend no one, it isn't funny.
Well, that's...
Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't offend someone, it's probably not funny.
Well, some of the old stuff was really good, and that's the stuff I grew up with. So for me, John Cleese and Monty Python is funny.
Yeah, I grew up with Benny Hill, Mighty Python,
Benny Hill.
all the good
About
English.
offending people. Benny Hill offended everybody.
Yeah, they
Everybody
tried to
can
outlaw
imagine.
Benny Hill here not too long ago.
Sorry?
There's a lot of channels that can't carry it. Like you can't, like CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox, any true air that's controlled by the FCC, not cable but air, can't play Benny Hill because it's sexist.
Oh yeah, he was terribly sexist.
He really wasn't though. He took hot chicks, they ran around half naked. So what?
Yeah, but I'm saying today that a lot of that's seen as offensive.
Oh yeah, that's bad. That's the abuse of the woman. Blah blah blah. Which I get to a point, but come on.
Yeah.
Those are the same people bitching that will go to what's the male dancers there that tour the country.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm not into that kind of stuff either.
Boys or whatever it is there. What the hell is it? I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but
Yeah.
you'll see those people in there watching that.
Yeah. So, what's everyone else working on out there? So you're working on stuff for your printer, I believe. Matt's working on lithophanes. What's everyone else in chat working on? Chime in, guys. There's a couple of you out there. You can always come and join the conversation. I know Non-Fam is busy at school. Non-Fam study. But
I can't believe that Edge of Tech and Pooch didn't put on Pooch Rant on the Hot or Not. I'm really upset.
Say that again?
During Edge of Tech, you watch Edge of Tech, right?
Yeah, I've seen his stuff, yeah.
His little hot make show on Monday. They do a Pooch Rant segment. And I made a Pooch Rant.
Okay, and they didn't put it up?
Yeah. Well, I did it. I didn't post it until like Monday afternoon, so I don't think there was enough time. Because I think Jim pre-does it like Saturday or Sunday night. He preps it all. So he's not trying to do it the last minute when he gets home from work.
Yeah.
He's got the show basically laid out by Sunday morning, I think.
So a lot of it's laid out in advance. Yeah, everything's planned.
He wouldn't be able to set all that up because he works. He gets home from work like an hour before that show starts. So
yeah, I like it's the same for me. Like I work as well, and I do this at the end of the day. So tomorrow night I'm the same.
Here all damn day doing nothing. I have a hard time doing it when I sit here all damn day doing nothing. I mean, not that I do nothing, but I'm here all day.
Yeah. But yeah, so my so Noah's giving me input, guys. You're all out there. Give me some input. When do you think the best time would be to do a live unboxing of the JG Maker Artist T?
Saturday morning.
You think Saturday morning? What time?
Saturday or Sunday morning. Not too. You're in Central Time, right? Or
I'm Eastern.
So you're in the same time zone I am. Yeah, I would wait until 9 or 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Because that way you can get the Europeans, Australians, because that's their nighttime,
Yeah.
Anyone in that end. Plus, all the West Coast are just getting up, but they're up, or should be. And the East Coast is up and had their coffee already. You're right. That's the key, get everyone to watch.
Okay, then Saturday morning it is. If the box arrives tomorrow as scheduled, I will post up another I'll post up another stream. I might just do YouTube this time only. And I'm going to do not before 9. What time zone are you in? Keontae, what time zone are you in? Let me know what.
Facebook.
It's going to be 9 somewhere in the world at some hour of the day, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to make it perfect for everyone.
What region you're in?
You're just never going to make it perfect for everyone. But really, the morning time frame, in all reality, on the weekends is the key because that's when 90% of the world can watch it, literally.
Well, I'll be
afternoon for the Europeans.
Yeah.
It's evening, but not wicked late for the Australians and New Zealand
guys. Yeah.
And then the U.S., you've got, that's morning. Everyone's getting up, having their coffee. It's the perfect time for the U.S.
Okay, so I can do it Saturday morning as long as it arrives tomorrow as planned.
I would do it about 9 or 10. I would wait until 10 Eastern.
Where in the U.S. are you? There's 3 time zones in the U.S.
There's
So
actually
9 a.m. for me is Eastern.
I don't know.
That would
What's
be
Hawaii?
Hawaii is US, but that's way different time
Yeah.
zone.
There's 4
6
time zones.
hours
They're actually
ahead of New York, I think. Or
No, I think it's 6 hours behind.
oh yeah. Sorry.
Earth rotates west
Yeah,
to
yeah.
east.
I was thinking
Yeah.
something else.
So where you? You still haven't told me where is good for us. Where 9 a.m. Give me a
You
time
drink
zone.
the coffee and donut.
Yes.
Are you in Central? Are you in Eastern? Are you in Mountain? Or are you in Western?
Yeah, you need to give me a region because if I
There's
do it
4
at 9
time zones in continental U.S.
if I do it at 9 a.m. Eastern, everybody else in the U.S. will probably still in bed.
Yeah, you want to wait until at
Midwest,
least
you're in St. Louis. Okay,
Missouri. So he's in Central.
yes.
right?
So that 9 a.m. for me would be 8 a.m. for you.
Yeah.
So and it'd be 7 a.m. for the guys over in California.
Yep.
So
That's early.
10 o'clock in the morning is a good start time.
So if
You'll
I
lose
start
some of the West Coast, but they'll pop in.
if I do it about 11 o'clock in the morning, then on Saturday, that would be morning from the Pacific. Then and it'll be 9, 10, and 11 o'clock throughout the states.
Yep.
And it'll be mid to late afternoon for the US for Europe. So okay, done. So if it arrives tomorrow as hoped, and UPS said it'll be here tomorrow, I will schedule the live unboxing and setup of the RSD on Saturday at 11 a.m. my time is what I'll schedule it. So Matt, your job is to share it with everyone in Europe that you know. Get them to jump online. 11 a.m. It won't be 11 a.m. Central. It'll be 11 a.m. my time, so it'll be 9 a.m. Central or 10 a.m. Central.
It'll be if you do it at 11, it'll be 11 Eastern,
Yes.
10 Central, 9 Mountain, 8 Pacific. There's 4 time zones in continental U.S.
Yeah, but yeah. So I'll do it probably at 11. I'll schedule for 11 in the morning Eastern time. Is what I'll do, and then I will. So we'll do the unboxing then, and I'll do it live. So and I'll have 1 or 2 cameras set up so we can actually do some close-ups and so on. I have a couple of different cameras I can do, so I'll do some close-ups and so on. So okay, done. And if anyone has any other opinion, done.
I think I want some hot chocolate.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Where's mine?
Waiting for you to go freaking make it.
Wait a second. I don't like chocolate.
How can you not like chocolate? What kind of weirdo are you?
Yeah, how you not like chocolate?
I don't like it.
Chocolate
I like
is
coffee.
good.
I don't like
White
chocolate. There's one exception. Chocolate covered milk duds.
Ooh.
Oh.
As Joel calls them, power pellets.
Yeah,
Right?
milk
I
duds
love milk duds. But other than that, no. I'm not.
I'm kind of the same way with peanut butter. I'm not a big peanut butter fan. I can eat it. Like if somebody hand me a peanut butter sandwich and I'm hungry, I'll eat it, but it's not really my thing.
Can't stand peanut butter.
Yeah, not a big peanut butter fan. Reese's peanut butter cups. I love Reese's.
Oh yeah.
I don't like peanut butter. I don't like Reese's peanut butter cups, but I'll eat satay, which is peanut butter, which is like a peanut sauce used for chicken. It's a Malaysian dish.
Yeah,
it's
peanut butter sandwich cookies are freaking awesome too.
No, I don't like that kind of stuff now. No, not for me. See,
you're weird.
Yes. Now, come on, man.
You're weird.
How long have you known me? And you're only figuring it out now.
I'm weird. You're really weird.
I'm weirder.
Weirderer.
Weirderer.
Weirderer. Is that even a word?
No, it's not. That's why I'm laughing.
Weirderer. Now, damn it. We're making our own damn language. The YouTube language. Weirderer.
The only way I eat chocolate is if peanut butter is involved. I'm sorry. We lost Matt. He dropped.
Yeah. He was doing something mobile.
And he was having some intermittent issues anyway with his network, so he'll probably drop back in again.
Yeah.
So
I may blast out for a minute and just go get my hot chocolate too.
you're going to leave me on my own? Come
Huh?
on, you can't do that to me.
Yeah, well.
We've been on almost an hour now. Good. So if anybody else wants to come in and join the conversation,
Just now.
repaste the link in chat. You can
Come
click
on, non-fam. We know you have a camera. We've seen you.
I haven't seen him yet. He's been
Dude,
hiding from me.
pop in, non-fam.
I know he was on Jerry's stream and he hasn't joined mine yet. My
Yeah.
stream yet.
Come on, non-fam. We know you got a camera. In class, 10-minute pause. Oh, that's right. He's in class. He has no class. How can he have class when he has no class?
Now I don't know what he's studying. I know, but I know he does school in the evenings.
Yeah. Dude, you got to go watch freaking Caddyshack if you haven't.
I will.
Oh, my God.
I'll-
It is so stupidly funny.
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to join the conversation, there's no pressure, but it's good if the more people in here, it's good. Click on the link that's in that I posted for StreamYard. You don't need any application; you just run that, and that'll bring you in. Give yourself a name and click OK, and it'll bring you in. And I'll add it to the stream. Just before you do so, though, if you haven't used StreamYard before, mute your Facebook and YouTube if you're using either one of those, because we'll get a lot of feedback if you don't. So click on the link and come in and join the conversation. You're welcome.
It's one other thing I won't do. I won't do black licorice of any kind. Black jelly beans, black licorice, don't like it. I'll eat licorice, strawberry freaking Twizzlers and stuff and gummy bears.
No, black licorice.
Regular, real licorice, flavored licorice is nasty.
No, I love real licorice. I like here you can get the Australian licorice, which is really soft.
Yeah, I get that in the strawberry. I think I have it.
No, I don't like strawberry. I like the actual real licorice. I love.
Oh, it is. It's
the black licorice.
black
The original. Yeah, the original is made out of treacle. Right, it's a black licorice. It's really, really good, and the aniseed flavor that you get out of it when you're eating it.
Nasty.
No, I love that.
My parents used to get this booze, Guavali or something that was aniseed flavored. It's like a thick liqueur, nasty. They used to drink it when I was a kid. We always used to steal it, being kids. Let's go get drunk. Because they used to buy this big bottle that had a spit it on the bottom.
You do know we can't see your hands, Lama. You do know we can't see your hands because of the position of the camera. When you put your hands up, you're over here.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to see my hands anyways. But it has a spigot. And they do these little shot glasses. But it was it used to make me gag. Oh, it's all licoricey, thick and jelly nastiness.
See? Dominic, there's a man after my own heart. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Australian. Like I said,
well, not the strawberry stuff. The original black licorice is what I love.
Yeah, you can get the black too. Dollar General has it.
Yeah, I like it. It's really, really good.
Which brand it is? There's 3 Australian brands, but
yeah, I like the ones in the sealed aluminum bag with the black text in the front of it. It's really good. That's really, really nice. That's what I grew up eating. That.
They had a cherry one for a very short time, like a black cherry one. Oh, it was so good, and I haven't been able to get it since.
I'm not a fan of black cherry, I have to admit.
Love black cherry licorice.
Okay, so did anyone see Jerry's 3D printing and painting last night? He's streamed.
I don't know. Did I? I can't remember.
What's the guy's name that was on it? Remind me, Jerry. What was his name again? He does a lot of models. He does some really nice models.
I popped in and out of it. I was doing something. What the hell?
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was really.
I was mounting that thing back up.
Oh, okay.
I took this one off of it because this one's going to go with that printer because that one's orange. And he gave me the purple one to go with the purple printer. And that's basically what I was doing yesterday all day was rewiring that to fit on that.
But it was a good stream. Jerry always has good streams though. When he does his interviews, are really, really good.
I popped in 3 or 4 times. I didn't stay very long because I was doing other crap and had to deal with mom. And okay.
So guys, if you haven't, find 3D printing and painting on Facebook and on YouTube. That's Jerry's stream. It's a good stream. Jerry does a really good stream. You should hang out and check it out and follow him. I'm doing this because Jerry is always my PR man and advertises my channel, and I'm more than happy to do it with him to advertise his stuff because he does really good content. So please follow Jerry, 3D printing and painting. And what's your stream called? I don't have your. Can you go to
3D Print Llama
and paste your link for your channel?
It's just 3D Print Llama. I actually own it. It's YouTube 3D Print Llama.
Okay.
Because I did get enough people followed, so I could lock the name in.
Yeah. Live on Wednesdays. Yes, I try to be. I try to do hangouts like this on a Wednesday, where people can just come in. Anybody can come in and talk. If you're thinking about buying a printer, if you have a printer, if you have questions about printing, about CNC, about laser engraving, anything to do with the maker world, you can come in and join. If you so this is like an open conversation. So if you want to come in and join us, click on the link that I shared in chat, the StreamYard link. You can come and join the conversation. Now on Thursdays, I do a more formal setup where I have a company that I interview somebody out of one of the companies. So like this coming week or tomorrow night, I have an interview with one of the guys from support in Portugal in Europe, and he's actually one of the support guys for our tour. And they do laser engravers, they do CNC, and they also do 3D printers. So we're going to have one of the support guys come on, and he's been very open and honest. I had a chat with him already, and he's very easy to deal with. And if you ask questions, he'll answer them. But he's got an interesting story of how he became staff with our tour. So it's kind of interesting what happened there. So it'd be a good one to listen into.
I'm not a mod, so it wouldn't let me post.
Oh, just post in private chat, and I'll share it with everybody. Just stick it. Can I? I don't know. If I can make it.
I just realized Justin's streaming too.
He is. I didn't see that.
Don't matter. I might pop over there in a bit because he'll be on all night. Because I actually have a live channel. I don't do live generally on that channel anymore. My 3D Printing Llama channel is for tutorials, and I've done a couple live. Like I live unboxed this the other day.
Yeah.
Because I had Max with me, so it was a review /live /interview type of thing. But most on the Llama channel is not live. Okay. I have a TomLlamaLive.com. That's my live channel when I'm just like we are today. But then we swear and jump up and down and spit nickels.
So I just posted the 3D Printing Llamas link if you want to go check out his page. And also on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, for those of you who have multiple printers, you know what it feels like to be a 3D printing addict. So I have a group called 3D Printer Addicts. And there's a lot of people in there who have lots of experience. And you don't have to have experience. You don't have to have lots of printers. But it's not there to... Most addict groups get you over your addiction. We're actually there to enable you, to encourage you to buy more. So if you want really bad people there to be really bad influences about driving you to buy new and updated and the latest and greatest equipment and so on, there's no vendors in there advertising. But if you want people to encourage you to buy more and help you out to buy more equipment, go join that group. I'll actually let me quickly.
I just posted my big group on Facebook. People don't realize I run friendly 3D printing on Facebook. There's like, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 people in there.
Oh, you should. Okay, cool.
I just posted it in private. You can copy and paste it.
Yeah, so let me copy that.
There's a buttload of people in there. People haven't been posting. It kind of died out. I don't know.
That happens from time to time. So, and like that's why I create. Like, there's a lot of old channels out there with lots of people in them, and there's no interaction.
There's like 4 or 5 guys that post stuff. A couple of them are, I don't know, they're a little annoying, but they're not doing anything bad, so I just let it go. A couple of them like post like they have their own website and they sell and give away models, but yeah, they sell a few. I don't allow any advertising. I shouldn't say that. Black Friday, the week before Black Friday, I usually put a thread
Yeah.
and everyone can put their like deals in there for a week or two, and then I delete it. But I allow like zero advertising without
Yeah. I
no
allow people
Kickstarters,
to
no
streams.
nothing. I don't want to see anybody pushing a product.
No, not products, streams.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
don't care
fine
about
with someone
streams.
advertising a stream because a stream is different.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like I get a lot of these, the Chinese, manufacturers. They come in there, and I'm like, I let them in every time, and I'm like, you cannot push your product here. Like if you come out with something new, like the belt printers, when they first came out, I said, somebody wants to post a link to one of those, that's fine. Once, that's it. I don't want to see repeated posts to, every other day to Creality or to iFactory or. I don't want to see it. If it's something new like the belt printers, sure, post a link to a YouTube of it. Just don't go Creality.com, or CR30. Go to a YouTube video at least of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Don't want it flooded with advertising. And I get so many people come in and
is not. There's no advertising in 3D printing. Like if you're doing a live stream, that's fine. Like Hangouts and so on, that's great, right?
Like I said, I'll let something like incredibly new or cool or different or somebody's coming up with stuff. No Kickstarters. Don't want any Kickstarters.
No, I don't.
I have used to that. If there's a Kickstarter like the X Gantry thing that's just like the Wham Bam Mutant, if somebody posted that, I'd probably let it ride as long as no one bitched about it and they didn't repeatedly post it because it is a cool new concept that is cool, But again, I'd rather see them post a link to the video of it, even though it's still advertising it. It's a video, you know what I mean? It's not just like a product web page. I don't know.
No, I agree because we wanted like the whole point of the 3D printer addicts was first of all, like we have some guys in there that have 50 or so printers. We have one guy and has 50 printers in his workshop, and he doesn't. It's not even his business; it's a hobby, right? And then we have other guys in there who have one or two, and it's not about how many printers you have. It's about look, if you have questions about it, we'll help you. It's not. We're not product specific. We're not anything like that. When I do streams, I post my streams in there because I own the channel, right? I want to promote my streams. But if you want to help out, but we're also there to help people and guide people and give good advice, right? Because when you go onto the other streams, people give they say the worst vice is advice, and we have lots of vices, right? But people who are there's a lot of bad advice out there about doing stuff. And the channel was there to bring in experienced groups into the channel, which we do. A lot of the members in there are really experienced in printing, and they don't give bad advice. They actually give honest to God, straightforward, down to earth. Don't do that because you're stupid and it'll blow up in your face. Do A, B, C, and D, and this is how you figure it out, right?
Yeah.
That type of advice, which is good.
Yeah, that's the other reason I started the friendly 3D printing is because back in the day, and I started that, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, if not longer, the 3D printing channel was the only 3D printing channel. That was it. And there was like 80 or 90,000 people then, whatever it is. It's like 150,000 or 200,000 there now. And they just booted me because I post links to my thing. It's funny. But everyone was whining all the time because that was back in the day of the spinners. Everyone had the little fidget spinners.
Yeah.
And everyone was whining because somebody would come up with a cool design and post their fidget spinner. You'd post a fidget spinner, it'd be like 100 another freaking fidget spinner. Oh my God, that's all we see here. It's like, scroll on by.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Yeah, if you don't like it, don't comment. That's the way it should be, right?
Again, if you want to post a fidget spinner, smashing. If you post the same fidget spinner or you post 8 of them in 8 days, no, that's not gonna fly.
Timu is actually a vendor. Timu has joined the chat. He's over at Maker Pie. How are you? I've had some dealings with the guys over at Maker Pie, and Timu is one of the their salespeople there. So, but he's a nice guy.
Yeah. I've
Um,
let a few people put their sales up because they were very polite. They asked,
yes.
Even in their post when they posted their product, they said this has been approved, but if it's offensive or someone doesn't like it, we'll take it down, blah, blah,
Fair.
blah. And then I'll let it go, as long as it's 3D printing related, it's not constantly repeated, and it's, not an obvious just sales pitch. I don't mind the gizmo pitch if it's not just I don't want to see, Sun Lu posting filament sales every day in it. That ain't going to happen.
Or
You know what
discounts
I don't want to see Creality printers just floating. I let people post about the Creality CR30 when it first came out, even though I'm not a big fan of it.
No,
it's still cool.
That happens to a question. There's a question asked here, but what do you think of belt printers? That he wants one for his company.
I shouldn't say no. I think they're very cool. I think they're wicked cool. I used to talk to Carl all the time. I've had him on my streams during his initial builds of the White Knight. We used to talk about it all the time. Don't get me wrong. I think the technology is awesome. I think we need it. I got no need for it. I have zero desire for one, other than it's cool.
No, but it depends on your use, I think.
Yeah.
If you're going to use it if you're printing really large, long objects, like
cosplay people
will adore that, right?
Yeah. Cosplay people are the biggest use case I can see for it.
Well, the other thing would be people who want to let a printer print fast and print all night long, and then at the end of it, dump it off into a box.
Right. And, print 100 benchies to go to a show. I can see manufacturers of filament like Greengate or one of those guys, using it to do demo parts that they hand out at a fair or something.
Yeah, run out lots of samples. It's a great
I guarantee you in like 6 months to a year's time, you're going to find Facebook Marketplace and eBay loaded with CR30s. Because people are going to buy it. They're going to play with it. They're going to use it for a month and go, yeah, okay, that was cool. And then it's going to sit over in the corner. And then 6 months to a year later, they're going to be like, that thing is just taking up a boatload of space, and I'm not using it.
And they're not small; they are big and clunky. Now, I tend to agree. Now, it depends. If you're doing a manufacturing, I think there's a place for it. If you're doing, especially if you're doing repetitive parts.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a use case for it. Yeah, definitely. Just not me or you. Kind of, it's not a hobbyist use case.
Well, yeah, some people. Again, if you're cosplay and you're a hobbyist, then like you want to print swords and all this kind of stuff.
But it's not. Yeah, the use case is much more limited than.
Well, there's good and bad, right? Here, like I think, if I wanted to print 4 large benchies, if I do it on a belt printer, I can print 1 benchy at a time, at the size I want. Let's say I want to do it 100 millimeters or 150 millimeters long, right? If I want to do 4 of them fast, I'll use 4 bed slingers.
Yeah.
Because I can fit on a bed slinger, which is a small printer, and 4 small printers is equal to the same size of a price as one of the belt printers.
It's actually faster to use the 4 little printers. You can print them all at the same time.
All at the exact same time, and they're done in this space of time of 1. So it depends on your application.
Yeah, no, the cosplay community is going to be the biggest. But even that, I mean, how many swords are they going to print out in a year or in a lifetime?
Would you be
really, that's the only thing it's going to do is print swords.
Well, no, but I'm just saying as an example. These guys, though, would spend a whole year printing what they're going to use for next year.
But you're not going to print helmets and shoulder pads and knee pads.
Depending on the outfit you're printing, you might. Like if you're going to do like
I can see
some of those military uniforms that the guys use for the cosplays, like from the games. Some of those, like the shin guards of those are 2 feet or 1.5 feet long.
Yeah, but the shape of it is all wrong for the 45-degree angle, and it's going to come out like that. You're better off using Mikey stuff and do auto drop.
Yeah, well then auto drop is a good option, right? Because they have belt printers that you can send it to, and you pay for the service, right?
Yeah.
Now, as for what Matt asked about lithophanes, yes, you could do a lithophane on a belt printer. I don't know how it would look. I don't know anyone who's tried it yet. Would it work? Yes. I would still put the A-frame, and I would deem the length of the bed that you're printing on I would say deem its length being your y-axis, and I would make sure it printed so it rolled down the y along with the belt rather than across it, and then actually move with the belt.
If I were going to do a belt printer, I'd call Carl and make a real live White Knight. It's not going to be any more expensive, or it's going to be about the same price, and it's way better than that CR30.
Well, I don't know.
I do. That his original White Knight design is, it's all duet. It's structurally stronger. Not that, I mean, I prefer the iFactory in a lot of ways, but the actual frame on the iFactory one is nowhere near as good as the CR30. But that White Knight,
Autodrop says the iFactory is really good. He loves it. He thinks
no, it's not bad, but the structure of the frame is not as good as the CR30. The CR30 you could stand on and it's not moving. I will give Creality credit for that. They built that thing like a brick house.
Dominic said he thinks that after the lockdown,
you got us here.
He thinks there's going to be a lot of them out there. A lot of printers made available, not a CR30, but general printers, because people bought into print stuff for the lockdown, and afterwards they're going to lose interest in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll that's like anything. Anyway, Mikey, hop in here because I'm gonna go get hot chocolate.
Yeah, guys, come in and join.
Did you have to buy it, or they finally convinced you to send you one?
Oh, you'll get you. I get a JG Magic, JG Maker Artist D on tomorrow.
No, I'm talking Mikey's.
I know. I see he's got a CR30. Yeah, come in and join the conversation if it's Mike.
Hop in. Yeah, I got to get over there. He only lives like 10 minutes away.
Really, I didn't think he was that close to me.
He's like right over there. Like if I stand on my roof, I could probably see his house.
Wow, nice.
The only thing really in the way is Millstone Power Plant.
So you should come in and join the conversation. Mike is with a company called Autodrop, where it's a printing service, kind of type of setup where you can actually go in online, submit your prints.
I'm in bed, dude. It's only 8:30.
Yeah, where you can submit your prints via the website, and then it'll be printed out on the other end, and then you can be on a belt printer if it's a long print, or you can. There's various options. So he said he's in bed and he's half asleep. All right. I was giving you the option to plug your business, and now you're not taking the advantage.
No, we don't want you video streaming from bed. Thank you very much.
No, we'll need therapy after that.
Yeah, not something none of us want to see. Anyway, I'm going to get hot chocolate.
So okay, are you going to come back or?
It's already been going an hour and a half.
Yeah, we've been going an hour and a half now. Yeah,
because I was thinking about going over and watching Justin for a while. How long are you going to stream for?
I don't know. Depends on what's going on. If I can get some other people to join me, it'll be easier. Otherwise, it's just me talking to the screen, which is kind of
I could do that I could do that for like a half an hour, and then I'm like, I'm bored of listening to my own damn self.
This is why I want someone to come in and join the conversation. Like it's I can talk to 3 people if I'm on my own, me, myself, and I. So
yeah. Well, my thought would be if I bail out, go get my hot chocolate, we can both go over to Justin's stream and hang out.
Well, yeah. If nobody's going to come in and join the conversation, I might end it early.
Everybody's over there, it seems.
So you have FDM printers or all quality, and I have a Quiddy Tech 6.0 from a resin. Okay, I have a couple of different resins out here. Okay, you're going to join Justin's stream from bed. Justin would love that.
He's saying we want to go over there.
Oh man, maybe if nobody else is going to join. Do you have the link?
I'm going to get hot chocolate. I'll see you.
All right, man. Take care. So if anyone wants to come join, please click on the StreamYard link. I'll post it one last time. If people don't want to join the conversation here, we can always end it early. I normally go do about 2 hours, but if 2 or 3 hours. But if people don't want to join the conversation here, we can always end early and then give you your evening back. It's up to you. So I just posted the StreamYard link again. If anyone comes to join, you can click on the link, come in and join the conversation. And if nobody does join, I'll end early and I might either go join somebody else's stream because there's a few tonight, or I'll just wrap it up for tonight because I'm going to have a lot of streams coming up. Now, just remember, everyone who's out there. Oh, Order Up is here. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, I'll hop in for a couple minutes.
Yeah, well, we're kind of getting. I think we might wrap up anyway because, like, I have a stream tomorrow night with Oh, he disappeared. So I have a stream tomorrow night. Just a reminder, at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, I have a stream tomorrow night with Tour.
I accidentally hit my touchscreen there. What were you saying?
I was saying welcome in. I was just letting everyone know that tomorrow night I have another stream starting at 8 o'clock, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern with Tour. So I'm going to be doing an interview with them.
Cool.
Yeah, well, I have one different company every week. I have Tour this week. I have 3D Chameleon next week.
Oh, yeah, Bill Steele.
Yeah, and then the week after that, I have someone from Wido. You know Wido 3D printing?
I'm not familiar with them.
They make printers. They make 3D. Have you heard of the X40 IDEX printer?
No.
Okay, well, Wido have the X40 IDEX. So JG Maker has the Artist D IDEX, right? You've heard of that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now. Let's see.
And Wido had the Kickstarter as well of the X40 IDEX.
Is this a belt slinger?
No, it's
or
no
a bed slinger?
No, it's a bed slinger, but it's IDEX, so it's independent tool extruders.
Yeah, so that's nice if you want to do the water soluble.
Or two colors, or if you want to do two prints at the same time, because I can do copy mode where each head will print an object on the bed at the same time, and then you can also do mirror mode where they actually do opposite movements and actually do a mirror copy of the item.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of more of a novelty than anything.
I don't know. There's a lot of functionality in it. So I have the Artist D, which is a JG Maker's IDEX, arriving tomorrow.
I mean, that would get me excited, about doing multicolor and support material kind of stuff. But that whole mirror mode and stuff like that, I mean, that stuff, I don't know. Those seem like gimmicky things.
Well, it depends. Like if you're doing bookends, you do mirror mode, right? As an example, if you're doing, or if you want something like that, copy mode allows you to do the exact same print twice on the bed at the same time. Yeah, and then you have the dual color, or you have a single nozzle. So it has 4 different print modes. So the Wido one is, I got my shipping number the other day, but it hasn't arrived in the US yet. And then after the Wido, which is on the 28th, on the 4th, the Thursday the 4th, I have I have Lulzbot to interview. I'm going to be interviewing the guys at Lulzbot.
Are they kind of back from the dead?
Sorry?
Is Lulzbot kind of getting back from the dead?
Lulzbot, they've actually been acquired by another company, and they're still Lulzbot, but they're now under another company. And it's their president is actually going to be talking with me on the 4th of next month.
Okay, cool.
So they're big. Lulzbot, as you know, were big, expensive. The military used Lulzbot a lot. Schools and libraries use Lulzbot a lot.
Yeah, they're really solid machines that are easy to upgrade. And I was surprised to hear that they went under. Went under.
They went under for about 2 months, or so, and then somebody else came in. And they were looking for somebody to take over, but the company who took over them moved their base of operations, and a lot of the staff that were with them at the time had a choice whether to move or not work. So some moved, some didn't, and they've been rebuilding where they are. But it's still a good company, right? They make fantastic printers.
Hey, at least
A buddy of mine has two of them. Sorry.
At least they're still supporting all the existing printers, and they still
Oh,
have
yeah.
parts and all that.
Oh, they're like the Taz and the Taz Pro and the Workhorse and all this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, and they have the Taz Mini out there as well. So they're still supporting all of that, and they're working on new stuff as well. So that's part of the conversation we're going to have with them about the rocky. I'm going to talk about the rocky road to get to where they are. See, and then there's one other company. What's the names of them? They do they 3D print body parts. What's their names? Like they do 3D printing medical body parts.
Is this like bone replacement stuff? Do they
No, well, they do some of that, but they also do cadaver stuff, 3D printed cadavers. I can't remember their name, but they spurred out of Lulzbot.
Oh yeah, I remember they were getting into some kind of bioengineering thing.
Yeah, well, so but these other guys, I can't remember their name. I'll have to look them up. But so and their printer looks like a Lulzbot.
Well, I think it is a Lulzbot
It
with
is.
a needle on it. It's got like an injection needle. It squirts out cells or something.
No. This actually 3D prints with material. It's a 3D printer. It's not for cells. This is not. It's not bio stuff. They make 3D printed cadavers and cadaver parts for use in medical sciences for where you practice.
Okay, so for like practicing when you're doing surgery, it's the fake stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but so they got in. But they're another company. They're a runoff from Lulzbot. They basically are a Lulzbot printer, pretty much. But the military use a lot of Lulzbot. It's heavily used by the military. So Lulzbot have actually changed or have changed on military printers. They no longer use a Z screw on the X on the. They no longer use a Z screw on the Z axis. They've actually changed it under the request from the military to be in a belt, because the military said that when you're in dusty environments, like in the Middle East and so on, gets all bound up with dust. And
yeah, that makes sense.
The belts on the Z fixes that.
That makes sense. Plus, it's I guess it's relatively cheap to do a belt for a Z. It's got to be a lot cheaper than a Z screw.
Well, not necessarily, because you have to hold that weight all the time. No, I haven't seen a Quinley. I haven't seen any of those. The 3DQ. What's that? I explain to me, Dominic. What is that? Have you heard of them? 3DQ.
Oh, is this the company that basically just turns printers on their sides and sticks them to a wall, and they have some kind of a software system for sending stuff? Because there's a company out there, and their big innovation is turning the printer on its side or at a 45-degree angle and just using the head to knock the parts off. And it's
yeah.
Well, that'll work, but only if your part is more than a 1/4 inch thick, because otherwise or like a 1/2 inch or whatever it is, because otherwise there's no way of reliably always separating the part from the bed.
Yeah, there's one of the guys that I've seen on Jerry's stream. I can't remember his name right now. He is actually testing one of those right now, and he said that the adhesion on those beds is fantastic.
Yeah, and then the release after the heat.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure how it works. It's a lot of it's software driven, but yes, it's actually tilted at a 30 or 40-degree angle, and they print at that angle, and then they knock it off when they're done, and then they print again, and they knock it off, and they can repeat print. But a belt printer can do the same job.
Well, the belt printers can do it. If you have a regular printer with a glass bed and you give it 5 minutes to cool down, you can somewhat, or you can mostly reliably sometimes, right? As long as the part is more than like a 1/4 inch and you have a fan duct or something that's there that you can bump it with, you can knock it off the bed like that. But unless your parts are always like, you slice them really good and you get it so you have really good bed adhesion during the print, and then you give it that 5-minute cool down. If you don't do that, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I agree. I think what they do is I've seen those things for not. I think what someone could potentially do is add a module to that with a servo that flips down and comes out and knocks the print off the bed and then flips back up again afterwards. You can actually do that type of scenario on a printer like that. That way, then you're not impacting the head. You have a part that specifically drops down for that purpose and then lifts up out of the way again. Because
Yeah,
once you hit the bed, you could run into problems, or the print head, you could run into issues.
yeah, and unless your printer is perfectly leveled, right, that stuff you're gonna have trouble with.
Yeah, you need perfect timing on your print. I agree. Because if you're too close, you'll get too much adhesion. If you're too far, it worked well with a PEI sheet too, because PEI would actually release once it cools down as well.
Yeah, PEI works pretty well for that. I mean, we use PEI on our beds, but unheated, and
Okay.
it works pretty well with the PLA.
Yeah. So, so I haven't tried. I know someone who has one of those. I haven't played with them myself. Now, the name didn't click with me at first, but I haven't played with it myself. I don't have one here. If I did, you'd see a review and an unboxing and setup and a review on my screen on my channel. So,
well, you know what's really funny about all that is that the start and NG code that'll work with our system. Like our system, you could do something like that if you really wanted to.
Yeah. So they drop the bed to 27 degrees and knock the print off is what they do. So that's so a lot of it's software driven for them, and they have their own proprietary bed surface is what they do as well.
Yeah, I would tend to think that would be the important part because the software is easy. It's just your start and NG code.
Yeah, it is. It is. You pause. You know how long it's going to take to cool the bed down. You pause behind the print part, wait for 5 minutes, then move Y back. Done. Right.
Well, you probably have to sweep the head back and forth across to get full coverage, because if your part is irregularly shaped or whatever, you want to bump it in all the places.
Yeah. Chiantes, I think that, excuse me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. He uses not much glass with his FDM. I do a lot of glass beds myself. I have to admit, I like glass. More and more people are leaning towards the flex steel, and what's coming in tomorrow, the RSD is a flex steel. So I'll let you know how that goes. They've done something unusual. A lot of people complain about the center of their bed being dipped down. They actually have the center of their bed a fixed point. It cannot move.
I like that.
And then you level the four corners. You're trimming with the four corners. So that's what the RSD have done. They've actually fixed the center of the bed.
Unless you have a relatively thick bed surface that you can guarantee to be level with the 3 points, because really you should only have 3 points when you're doing that.
But you can only do that if you're running on a perfectly flat surface.
Exactly.
If your print heated bed is not perfectly flat, and it probably isn't because it comes off a roll of aluminum, right? Unless it's milled flat, you won't have a perfectly flat surface.
Yeah, well, that's what all those little flex plates are, and all the ones that are like an 1/8 inch thick for the heated build plates, because they have those which are kind of like an aluminum laminate sandwich.
So that's the one that's coming in tomorrow. I'm going to do an unboxing of it on Saturday morning. I asked people. I got people to vote, and everyone was saying Saturday morning. So I'm going to do it at 11 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning. I'm going to do a live unboxing of it.
Cool.
And set it up, and then but the Wido is on its way as well. And I also I have a few more already scheduled to come my way, and I have some laser engraved, some laser stuff. I have a CO2 laser. Can you see the screen?
I can see the screen.
Yeah, I did some laser testing with my CO2. I didn't go very deep. What you think?
Which model laser is this?
It's a K40.
Oh yeah, are you using the Whisperer?
Use K40 yeah. Whisperer.
Yeah, that Whisperer program is not bad. Everybody talks about how you should go and swap out your board and all that.
You don't have to.
Absolutely no need.
I'm running my K40 Whisperer on a Raspberry Pi, so I don't need a computer there all the time. My Raspberry Pi is my interface.
Yeah, it's so easy, and
Yeah.
that program just works. You know,
So here's some photographs I played with. This didn't come out too good. It's too dark. This was too light, so I did a slightly darker version, and this is the outcome.
you got to the Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, well, yeah, it depends on the material, and I also did some large text engraving.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I'm a big fan of them K40s. I mean, the motion system is pretty solid.
It
It's got really, what are they, half-inch round bars in there?
They're not. No, they use quarter-inch, I think it is. But
I don't
there's
know.
two of them per axis.
Maybe they've gotten a little bit cheaper since the one I
Well,
ordered.
there's two of them per axis, so they counter each other. And what's moving is featherweight anyway. There's no real weight in it because the motors are not mounted on the axis; they're off to the side and driven by belts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been looking at doing setting up kind of the assembly line process for that also, so that it has an automatic stock feeder and whatnot. I haven't gotten done with that yet, but
Well,
you know,
Well, you have to be careful with a laser because there's a lot of stuff that you can't let it run unattended. You have to be present because it's using a laser beam, and the laser beam burns the material, so therefore you have an active fire hazard at all times. A 3D printer heats material, but it doesn't heat it to the point of burning very often, unless something goes mechanically wrong. But
well,
a laser, that's all it does is burn.
that while it is true that it absolutely should be attended, the there's like Trump machines and there's other companies that make lasers which you can run unattended.
There are, and they're very expensive though. A K40 is less than $500.
That is true, but with a
So-
big enough metal box and a little bit of fire suppression, I think it would be safe to do unattended.
Yeah, you'd have to be very careful. I wouldn't run a K40 unattended myself. If I had a $5,000 printer or laser engraver, I might consider it, especially if it wasn't in my home, but it was in a workshop. But if it was, if it was in my stuff is in my home. So
you got to do everything safely with those, right? And you know, especially with laser beams and loading and unloading material. So if I'm going to be doing automatic stock feeding, it's got to absolutely be bulletproof. So you know, the stuff I've been playing around with, it's been interesting, but it's not.
Let's see what you've been playing with, because you need like a conveyor belt to feed in the next part. Then the stop comes up where it stops, and then you have to come up and measure the Z height to come up to the right height in Z to get your focus point from your laser for you to do your work. And then when it's done, the stop goes down and it feeds out the other side. And like that's like a high-end manufacturing type of scenario. Because you don't want any of it escaping.
Exactly. You have to seal that. So like when the doors open on that machine, like to put the stock for it to feed the stock in and feed the stock out, those have to have limit switches which are absolutely linked to the laser system and all that to prevent any accidental exposure to it. I mean, when you get that K40 in, it doesn't even have a limit switch on the door.
It does. It doesn't have most of them do not have a shut off on the door. I fitted a shut off to mine. I added. You have to have water cooling for a laser, because I do. You have to have the best way to read the power outage is through the milliamps, the amount of milliamps you're drawing. So I actually added a milliampere to reader to it. I've added a couple of other things to it to increase its safety. I will be eventually changing the glass that's in the cover to something a bit more substantial that actually I know will filter more of the non. It won't be the CO2. It'll be that's one of the risks, the actual CO2 laser beam. But what's also risky for your eyes is when it's cutting and burning.
Well, yeah, because that's an intense light source because it's actually converting it into visible light.
Yes, and when it's burning,
so you can't even see that until something gets in the way of it and catches on fire. And
Well, but not only that though, but it's like you don't look at someone welding because the light given off and when you're welding gives off UV light will blind you, right? Um, a laser does the same thing. A CO2 laser actually gives off UV light as it cuts, and you don't see it, but it's spread and it's scattered. So without the right filters there, an acrylic will stop it as long as it's thick enough. So
Yeah.
you want to dim that down and scatter that light and try and block as much of that light coming out before it gets out to your eye. Like
you know, I never even peeled the paper off of the window on mine.
No, I have, but I haven't changed it. But I do have safety glasses. I do have laser safety glasses that will block that light to protect my eyes. So when I'm going near it, I put the glasses on before I even look inside.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need it, and you have to have a fire extinguisher nearby, which I do. You have to have a kill switch for the power, not at the laser or near it, but a bit away from it, so you can shut off its power. So
Well, that's why I always plug them into a power strip, and you shouldn't use that outlet that's on the back of it either. I mean, you can plug the pump into that if you really want to, but you probably shouldn't because it's not really set up for that.
Well, it's not only that, the power supply that comes with the K40s, they do cheap out on them, and they're just enough to run the laser itself. I wouldn't run a pump. I wouldn't run.
The pump that came with mine was a standard plug-in aquarium pump, so it plugs into 120.
That's water cooling, and I would not plug that in there. That plugs into its own socket.
Well, so on the machines that they were selling, at least when I purchased mine, they had an outlet on the back of the machine.
You have two,
for that.
Yeah.
But it's not really. I don't think it's substantial enough.
And it's not, and the power supply is not substantial enough to run everything. So I know that for a fact. So you better. What I do is I run them on their own independent power. So I have an air assist. I have the water cooling pump, and then I have a reservoir for water to pump through it. And what I did was, a lot of people use the 5-gallon drums from the 5-gallon buckets. For mine, I actually got a 20-gallon trash can, the PVC trash cans, and I that's what I'm using as my cooling reservoir. So there's no chance of me overheating it because there's so much water to circulate. It'll never get warm enough unless I'm burning all day long.
Yeah, I mean, I took like one of those Rubbermaid totes and just put it next to the machine, filled it up. But if you're going to be running that thing on a more regular basis, an easy way to make a cold water chiller is to just grab one of those stupid little like dorm mini fridges and stick your bucket inside the fridge.
Yeah, well. I won't need that because my basement on average is about 18 or 19 degrees anyway, even in summer. Because in summer, hot air rises, cold air falls. Air conditioning on, the basement is the coldest spot in the house. So I'll keep it down there, and if I needed to, if I really needed to, I would just get some 2-liter bottles of soda, like Coca-Cola or whatever, empty them out, fill them with water. Freeze them and throw them into the water, and then that would actually cool the water for hours.
Yeah, so that's the only reason that you would ever want to do that. Like if you're going to be running that thing continuously, or if you're doing like some kind of a really crazy material that's going to just take forever to eat away at.
Yeah, and generally I don't need that. As I said, with the way it's set up right now, it works great. But if I ever needed to, I can always chill it down. I have the bottles ready. I actually have the bottles set aside just in case I know I have a long job coming up. But generally, no. It's always use it for an hour, then shut it down, and the most it goes up is 1 or 2 degrees in temperature for the water. And I watch it closely. I don't ever run it. You never run a CO2 laser at 100%. You might, on a rare occasion, get it to 60, 70%. I wouldn't ever even go over that. Because the higher energy you run the tube, the shorter the life of the tube is.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how thick of acrylic you want to cut and whether or not you have a Z in it.
Well, okay. Chianti said that he has an AJ 30 watt, but we should invest in a CO2 laser. Is that a diode laser? So
I
it's
don't
probably
even.
not 30 watt then.
Yeah, that
You
sounds.
don't, you can't get a 30 watt diode. The highest you can actually get, even though they call them 20 watts or 10 watts or whatever it is, a 20 watt diode laser is really only 5.5 watts output, because the 20 watt is the power in. The output is 5.5 watts.
I picked up some crazy laser module, and I've looked into the specs on it. I think it's supposed to be like 80 or 100, but it's a diode pump laser, and it's fiber optic. So you need to strap this thing onto a gigantic heatsink to use it.
Okay,
But
fiber optic is used for cutting steel, metals.
yeah, well, the little laser module itself is tiny, though. Like, the little laser module is probably like.
Then it's probably a diode laser, and the diode is actually outputting its data, its light out through the fiber optic out to a point.
Yeah,
So the diode is actually not on the gantry; it's off the gantry.
Well, yeah, this thing, I don't know. I picked it up on eBay, right? I still have to go and test it out, but the eBay listing, and then when I looked up on the manufacturer's website, because you can't really buy these things unless you go on eBay, because lasers, you're not really supposed to be able to buy those. It's weird. They're kind of regulated.
It depends. It depends. If it's in a container, you can buy a higher watt laser. If it's handheld, you can't go over 5 milliwatts. Or 5 milliwatts, because anything over that is deemed, and even then, like in Europe, it's only 1 milliwatt.
Yeah, except you can go and order them from China. You can get all those green lasers that they were shooting at the cops and all that, which is actually blinding people.
Well, no, if you can't order them in from China, what you do is, the way people get around it is, they order it as components, and it's shipped in more than one part. And when you do that, now you're not buying a laser, you're buying components to repair your laser.
Yeah, but if you go on eBay or Alibaba and stuff like that, there are insano handheld lasers that you can buy.
They ship it in 2 boxes. They split it apart. They don't ship it as an assembled unit.
Yeah, but you buy
it around U.S. Customs.
Yeah. Huh.
I know, because I dealt with there's a group in Canada that I deal with, because I have some lasers for my science stuff that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't buy them in the States, but I got them in Canada, and they were shipped in. And I got them because of my link. I was able to buy them because of my linkage with NASA and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And a buddy of mine that has done it, and that's the only reason why you can get them. They're hard to get. And that was before all really tight regulations came in. The new regulations, you can't even get them shipped out of Canada anymore. But what you do is, when you buy them and they ship it not assembled, but partly assembled, and you finish the assembly off yourself, now it's shipped as components, electrical components, and now you can buy them higher energy wattage from overseas and assemble them here. That's how to get around it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, I gotta sleep here, man. But it was good seeing you.
And you too, as always. Don't forget to drop in tomorrow night for the interview with Artur.
Yeah, I have it set up so that it alerts me whenever their streams are going or whatever now. So I should see him.
Yeah, it's 8 p.m. tomorrow Eastern.
Okay.
And it's only for an hour, maybe an hour and 10, depends on how the conversation goes. But he's a nice guy. I've already had a conversation with him. He's an easy guy to get along with. He's very, very open about everything. I mean, blatantly open. It's good that he's open like that, because we get an honest view. And the interesting thing is, he used to be a customer. So you're getting the customer's point of view on how things work and how things run in the company, which is nice.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right, Mike. I will see you tomorrow.
Have a good evening.
Good night. Okay, well, if anybody else wants to join, we have only got about 3 people still on the stream. If you don't want to join, I could wrap it up. But just remember, please like, subscribe, click that thumbs up, whatever. It all helps, whatever social media you're on, like Facebook or YouTube. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so via PayPal. Streaming isn't free, so if you want to do support the channel, go to my PayPal, and every bit helps because it helps pay for the StreamYard, which is what we're using here for the streaming. And for anybody who wants to join tomorrow night, remember I'm interviewing at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. I'm interviewing Gil from Artur, and that should be a good conversation. And next week I have 3D Chameleon, who's going to be on. Sorry, I'm checking my calendar. So next week on Thursday night, Wednesday we'll have a hangout. Thursday night I will have 3D Chameleon joining the stream, and the week after that, again on the 28th, I will have I have Guido on my Thursday night stream. Now, since you all voted for Saturday at 11 a.m., as long as the printer comes in tomorrow, I will do a live unboxing of the JG Maker Artist D, and we'll do a live unboxing and setup of the Artist D, go through the process, get it working, and we'll see how the print goes straight out of the box. So thank you for joining. This is shorter than normal. I normally do about 2 hours, sometimes 3, but we're close to the 2 hour mark. Thank you for joining, and please follow, like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you all tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on my next stream. Thank you, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay printing. Thank you, and have a good night.